Alright, YouTube, what's up? This is Radio Station here, and this is going to be the finale of Core 2 of Mushoku Tensei Jobless Reincarnation. So, yeah, this is the finale, and it's kind of weird that it's kind of a weird feeling now that it's done. Everything's all said and done, and we're gonna have to. There doesn't seem to be an announcement for a second season yet. There's a lot of things to really discuss, and this is a show. Before I get into this episode, like, I'm gonna be real right now. I remember when I first saw this during my podcast of winter 2021, and I come upon this, I wasn't sure what to think because I read the synopsis and I'm just like, I don't know how to feel about this one. I don't feel good about it. And then when I did get into it, by logic, I should be off-put by the leisure actions of Rudy at the time. But in the way they was depicted, and the way it's just like, oh yeah, it's not just done for some ridiculously stupid gags or whatnot. And it's just like, oh yeah, we know he's a scumbag, and this is just kind of like his trip. His given opportunity in a new life, and he does it in a believable way. Like, we cannot expect such a guy to just turn a new leaf within a few episodes. That's not how life goes. That's not how things go. Like, if you really think that's something that can be done easily within a few episodes, you're not watching the right show. You are better off watching that in another show where there is no practicality whatsoever. But yeah, it's such a weird experience, but also a very fulfilling experience. And I had to have this in my top 5 because of a lot of things. It's not perfect. Let's get that. There are times where I look at Bruce and I'm just like, please don't do that. Then I'm just like, I get a chuckle. It's like, yeah, please just don't do that, Bruce. Don't. But at the same time, I get that sort of thing. Like, it's just him. Like, it's not like you expect him to become like, and it's fine if he keeps his perverted ways. I mean, otherwise it wouldn't be Rudy. It wouldn't be him. Like, that's too hard to ask. And it's just so just crazy how it's able to depict these characters, not just Rudy, but the other characters. Like, when I usually see a fantasy series, shonen series, or like any rom-com series, like usually most of the background characters are just kind of just there. They're just kind of caricature. They just rigged to speak or be involved or whatever. When I see the characters in Mushoku Tensei, I'm not saying for all shows, I'm just like for the majority of shows. It's not always a bad thing, but it's the norm I've usually seen. When I see any characters in the show for Mushoku Tensei, for the most, at least the most of them, they don't feel like just they're just walking talking boxes or something. They actually feel like actual characters, like living, breathing beings that have a distinct role to play in their respective surroundings. Like, back during during that segment, that was involving Aisha, Zamboba, and Pax, trying to find back, and other fantasies, those characters would not move a fucking finger. They would not move a finger or speak a word or whatsoever. They would just be standing put while the protagonist be doing his thing, or his friends. But no, they actually act. That's a lot when these characters just do on their own. Like, the world doesn't move around Rudy, it moves by itself in the end. And if that isn't a very, very skillful way to depict this world. I don't know what is. And the way they also make these characters like have a sort of like the way the emotions are, it's not overblown. Like we're not here like ReZero's drama is pretty it is all about the theatrics, and that's fine because that's the demographic it's coming to. With Mushoku, it's a little bit more grounded. It's more relatable within the fictional standards, and it knows what to do. I mean, the only imperfections with this show that I feel like everyone should know is that it does skip some content here and there that would explain things a lot better, and that's kind of a given with most light novel adaptations, and that's fine. That's what any light novel adaptations, like no exceptions whatsoever. Some got close to being perfect, but nothing is perfect, and it's something like, and as the series goes on, it just somehow gets better. The world gets more interesting. Like the whole thing, and there's one I've seen someone state this really well in a review, that the magic system in like the Mushoku Tensei is very well thought out, even though it's not something so complex. And as much as I'm actually amused by how he compared to the Hunter x Hunter's power, Nen power rankings. He's just like, oh, it's like Hunter x Hunter thing, except they don't fucking sit your ass on a black have everyone sitting down, and you just write it out on write it out for so long on a fucking chalkboard. That's literally what Hunter x Hunter do. Nothing against it. That's also one of my favorite shows. But Mushoku Tensei does, do its whole ranking system a lot better. And the funny thing is, it's not a power fantasy. It's not really so much a power fantasy anime, and it's more so just a series about life in the fantasy world. It's great. It's so well thought out, and that interview that I read with Ryu Fujin says a lot about how he actually thought this out, and in the end, he's just like, I just want to write a good story. And like, it doesn't, and like, yeah, you can judge his experience based on how he implements certain stuff, but I feel like also one more thing, the whole point of reincarnation, of being isekai, ReZero and this series actually do the whole point of reincarnation isekai, and that is redemption, redoing your life, trying to correct your things in your own way. ReZero tends to do it with a more for the dramatics, while Mushoku Tensei is a little bit more relatable, more grounded, and I won't say anything is better than the other. I just prefer Mushoku Tensei's over ReZero's. Nothing against the former. Power fantasy junkies complain that they can't project themselves onto Rudy. Yeah, oh yeah, for sure. We're never gonna get a point. Yeah, Rudy is really exceptional in magic, and he's pretty strong, and he'll get to be pretty strong in magic as he gets older and he gets more refined and gets more and hones his skills more and with his experience. But don't expect something like where he literally pulls a Kirito, where he literally be like Rimu, where he literally be like Ichigo when he's like off on these power-ups. Like, nothing against the Bleach. That Bleach trailer, by the way, holy shit. But yeah, he's not gonna get these sort of power-ups. He worked for that shit, and I think that's the way you can do. Like, when he gets strong, that'll be the best way to do a really strong character, like one that's well earned, one you feel like, yeah, he earned that spot and whatnot. But yeah, did I miss anything here? So yeah, there's so much good things to talk about, and I've thought about writing a review, but that would be like so much later, And as of recently, it's been very discouraging to write reviews myself. But I mean, I know it's like to express your thoughts, but I also want to get as much of an audience as possible. Like, I don't want to have to race the time. Like, I want to have a comfortable position where I can be able to collect thoughts. Like, after I've watched completely, got my thoughts out, expressing the best way I can without extending things too much. And yeah, that's something like that. Not having to worry about a fucking rat race of shit. And there's something to do, and unfortunately a certain website ruins it for all of us. And even though I do use it, I'm not gonna explain that further. But yeah, we're gonna get into this. So the last episode, Eris, so they return. They actually had the part with where Rudy has that dream sort of sequence. That was a anime original, which was really nice, and I liked the whole visual imagery with the wine, the spilled wine and stuff. It almost looked like blood at some point, and how it was symbolizing things. Chi Reviews actually did a really good video on that, and that was very well directed. The animation quality wasn't as high as the previous episode, as the episode before that. But the directing for it was really good. Now, everyone's going to complain about Rudy finally losing his virginity to Eris, but this is so complicated right now. But it should not. It should be. It feels like it should be complicated, but it's a no-brainer. Are you okay? I don't think I need to say this a second time. Are you really just gonna be okay with Rudy where she should be pursuing nobody but 30 to 50-year-old woman in that 14 to 15-year-old body of his? If you really want to put his whole chronological age into perspective, is that really going to work out? Is that truly going to work out? There's lots of other complaints that people come up with, and they're just full of crap. I have not seen a legitimate source of criticism about this show where it's always just criticizing the degenerate stuff, like the stuff that you see, like how they depict sexuality, they depict Rudius, they depict like how like they say they just come up with their own fucking narratives. It's not just Twitter. There's a certain MyAnimeList site that I still use for reviews and all. Well, I use it because I use it, but it's quite a nasty place when you look too much. Okay. Rudy is 13 and that's true. I mean, I'm okay if he truly loves it. I mean, true love should transcend all age gaps, to be fair. Like, otherwise, like, do you really want him to have a love where it's appropriate, but there's nothing really there? And yeah, it's if we count the incarnation age, almost everyone is probably guilty of pedophilia. That is actually sadly true. I mean, if you want to put that into perspective, that's kind of sad, honestly. I mean, I don't know why you want Rudy to be a perfect human, like have a perfect turnaround. Even if he does develop, he's gonna have these 2 steps forward and just 2 to 3 steps back, and that's just kind of how we go in life too. We just try to avoid as much of the latter as we can, but when it happens, it happens. Age is determined by birth, not mental state. It's either physical or mental. If Rudy is an adult, then Roxy or Kirishka is an adult too, despite having underdeveloped body. Quite a paradox. And you should also consider what the biology is. I'm pretty sure they've already went this through with other shows where they've had non-human races have a really weird sort of ways where they don't age at all. Like isn't anything. This isn't anything goddamn new at all. This isn't anything that's supposed to be, striking, or it's just something. And and I feel like when people go on to criticism like that, their terms for their headcanon for definitions of pedophilia or lolicon is it gets twisted. Like they don't remember the actual definition anymore. That's where we have problems. And this is the shitty part, when you really consider that those same people are gonna completely overlook this in a worse situation with Made in Abyss. I don't think I need to explain myself with that. You guys just need to watch that show and know what I'm talking about if you haven't yet. Because damn, I didn't mind it at the time I watched it, but there was just something off about it. And when it occurred to me when I was reading the Made in Abyss manga, I'm just like, yeah, that's not it. Anyways, but yeah, it was the intercourse between Eris and Rudy. Sorry to change it up now because I want to get back on track. It wasn't even made as romantic. It was awkward. It was just very, very solemn, very depressing. More focus on that damn wine cup, and like she just left. She just got up and left because she's the one who initiated it. It was not Rudy. Not all the blame was Rudy. But people of course gonna miss that, and Rudy takes her like. Her letter is just like, oh, I don't need you anymore, some kind of thing. And Eris just wrote that bluntly, thinking Rudy would be able to understand. But no, Rudy completely understands. He was in high spirits afterwards. He's just like, I finally got laid. I finally can feel like I've achieved something in life, and then he just gets hit with that, and so yeah, he's in shock right now. I'm worried about him, and Eris isn't good with, and I'm gonna tell you right now, Eris is, everyone talking about Rudy is not being good with social skills. Eris really isn't either, even after all this time. Roxy wasn't really initially good with social skills either. I mean, as you can see, how her past was, and, how she wasn't really able to be able to communicate because she can't do telepathy, and she kind of felt disconnected from her own race because of that. And then there was also Sophia. When you consider before she met Rudy, she was pretty much discriminated on. When you saw how she was bullied, prior to meeting Rudy, and it was because of him that she was able to at least open up. And you saw her back in episode 8 where she was making friends. She was being very friendly. She was being kind of a little older sister figure to Norm and Aisha at the time. Where she would otherwise not have been able to do. This is discussion pre-reaction. I have not gotten to it yet. I was trying to wait for more of an audience, actually. That's why I've extended the shit out of this one. But yeah, it seems like enough people are here, so I can get started with this episode. And boy, I feel bad. I'm just gonna say this, I feel bad for Rudy, but it seems like we're gonna get Eris's perspective now. I want to see what she was thinking. I want to get her perspective as much as possible, whatever the means that anime can. And I know we're gonna get some teaser stuff, to come into for the following season. That'd be something to look forward to. Alright, lonely noble girl, lonely superb, lonely neat. Yeah, the Dead End just really had quite a breakup. Alright, episode 23. I'm gonna get this started. Damn it, Funimation. Why? And I pray to God that you know, let me turn off phone for in a bit. I don't want to have too much interruptions or too many programs running. All right, starting in 3, 2, 1. Let's jam. Oh, is this the night when? Oh, she's already left. She's been, she's been like, right. Oh man, this is just so hazy for him right now with Rudius. Hmm. Oh yeah, they're milling the rice, huh? Yeah, they're really trying to do their own thing. Trying to get this land fertile again. Like, see, this world is moving on its own. It doesn't need a Rimuru or some sort or like a William Blood to move around. Man, this is just a feel bad moment. Just seeing him like that. He hasn't even got out of bed. Has he even eaten? Oh jeez. Him and Shine from '86 right now. Please give him a hug. Oh, this is him in his past life. Will it finally Will it finally cover some more stuff that was not covered with him? You know, regarding his previous life. Oh God, this may be some missing. This may be the missing link we need. Maybe, I don't know. Oh man, he was trying to be a good. He was trying to be a good guy there though. All he did was just always say don't cut in front of man. The fact that he was trying to say, oh man, oh please don't cut in line, man, and that's what they fucking did to him. He just ran into the wrong group, and it just continued. Don't give in. I know we'll be fine. My children are strong. He's just having that same sort of feeling again. Oh yeah, I heard bullying in Japan is actually particularly brutal. Perhaps even more so than what we got here. Like it's an actual problem. It's not like it's exaggerated. It's just is it too bluntly shown in some shows? Yeah, but I felt like it's it's done pretty well here, at least in my opinion. He's just like, dude, I know you moping right now, but you gotta pitch a hand, you gotta lend a hand here with trying to help this thing get, help this land come back to life. Yeah, it's like, yeah, I know you grieving over your girl, but gotta help out. Just can't fucking stay in bed all day. But you're not gonna lie like that. Yeah. So, oh, so him announcing Eris is dead and then her cutting off her hair. She's dead in both ways. No, no, in multiple ways. Well, at least the old Eris. Um, yeah, yeah. So it feels bad for Brutus, but the other people are trying to recover too from this calamity. He isn't the only one move. He isn't the only one moving, or oh, in this case, he's not really moving. Like no one's gonna sit. No one's gonna sit still for him. They're doing their own thing. Okay, so he's a goody two shoes in the middle school in his past life, screwed up his exams, and got into one of the worst schools. Ooh. Oh. Oh, it's Ruger. Hmm. So we're getting spoken. Huh? This feels like an anime original scene, by the way, with Ruger right now. Just so like a little check in before we might not see him for a while. Hmm. He actually Ruger is actually brave enough to reveal like I'm one of them. That's so good to see with Ruger's part though. Because she's gonna get that prom. She's gonna keep that promise. Yeah, we back to him, his old self again. This is the whole thing with the bubbles and all. Jeez. Oh. Oh yeah. Uh, Zaboba. Hey, this world is small. This world's a little smaller than you think. Hey, geese. Bro, he's in the middle of the desert. How is he gonna? Hope he's really following shit. And kind of nice to see how like everyone they've met are doing. Oh, that's really nice. She kept the doll. She kept the figurines of them. It's the oh, it's that group. Is that group that they ran into earlier? Forgot their name. Damn it. That's cool. They just get more company because they just get more company because they just because they met Dead End because Dead End made quite a name for themselves before they broke up. Oh man, don't let me see this. Don't let me see this man in Porsche. Oh man, it when we go back, keep going back to him. It's gotten even worse. Look at this. Yeah, everyone's literally moving forward. Yeah, drinking contest. Oh man, Roxy. Oh, she is so smashed. Oh man. But again, it's so good. It's really good to see how everyone else is doing. But yeah, everyone was moving forward except Rudius. Well, yeah. Lee's on her onto her shit again. I'm glad you're still keeping the demon language around, just to remind us like everyone's still normally speaking that. Hey, what was that guy? What's that guy supposed to like? So you're broke. They sure love to. She's she is she's the Chuny. She's the Chuny in this world. She's the supreme Chuny of this world. Wait. Did she? Is he use? She used one of her demon eyes. Oh, Paul. Oh, that's nice. Finally get to reunite. Glad you're safe. He looks. He's been looking better, by the way, Paul. He looks in better shape than he was when we first saw him during the reunite when he got reunited. So they're all moving forward. Ooh, still not sure where Zenith is. I expect the worst when we find out where she is. Let's hope so. I have no idea what happened to Zenith. I have nothing. So she's probably able to use that eye of someone for to, as long as she knows where to search. Because if someone that's associated with them, maybe I'm guessing. Wait, what the hell? What is that? Hold up. Is that a dragon's body? What is that? Wait, is that where that's where Zenith is? Is she trapped somewhere? Is she? Is it like? Is it like when in the ReZero one where that one character's original body was trapped in a crystal of some sorts? Is that where we're going at? Is that what happened to Zenith? She put up that. She put up the thing. She put up the sign. Maybe she can't. Bro, this dude is still fucking still hasn't gotten that hungover. Oh, let's hope so. This this right here. This right here, guys. It don't change easily. If we can really change that easily, like a world would be a better place. Like we would have no war, we would have no fucking misunderstandings. We wouldn't be fussing and fighting over the damn internet. Uh, You're just unlucky. Just try to be a good person and ran into shit. And he just thinks like, if this is just gonna be this hard, people probably can't really change after all. Not a healthy mindset, but man. So she's wait a minute. No, that's it. She's dreaming, isn't she? Yeah, something feels off. This is obviously a dream. This is some dream sequence or something. What's really going on with her? What is happening to her right now? Wait a minute. Why, when she said "wake me up," it feels like something. Wait, there's something about the coloring right now. What's going on? I wasn't sure if that was from Zenith's perspective or Rui's perspective. I feel like it might have been a bit of both. Cause like maybe then we would see where Zenith ended up. Oh, this is nice. The way they're depicting this. Hmm. Wow. Wake up and take a step, literally. Well, man. Oh, don't worry. I'm sticking around there. But damn, I like the way they did that with, showing this previous him and then the current him, just have them taking the first step out. For the current him, it's more like him trying to get over, get over some, like pick yourself back up. There's still more of an adventure in life. Are we back here? Hmm? Wait, that was during they were doing Sar's execution. Wait, no, that's Sophie. Wow, what the hell? Like that again? Another episode that felt like 5 minutes at most. Man, it's all it's this season's already over. I know there's no OVA on March, but man, I don't know what to say. That'll be this. I don't know how I'm gonna be able to put this properly in words once once I do, like somehow, if I'm able to come up with something to write. uh, it's gonna be something to really take, and sadly a certain dude is gonna ruin it for man. I'm I don't know, it just feels so, it's just like I don't want to believe it's over for now, but it's over for now. I know we're gonna get more seasons of this, but man, Volume 7 might be a movie for sure. I mean, like, what the next content from what I've been told. Because we need Volume 7. Because from what I've been told, they need the transition from there. It's like, if it's hinting what I think it's hinting. Like, because I heard about a school arc of sorts, and then, like, there's something that happens in between. You know, I would have to be speaking more for Rudy's character. And I hope they don't skip it. I hope they don't pull SAO shit, where they literally skip a character development stuff. You know? And I don't want that. Well, to be fair, A1 was, you know, Aniplex was pushing the hell out of SAO production, so I can't really blame how they skipped some shit. With Mushoku Tensei doesn't seem to be having that sort of lock hold. I think it's Toho Animation that's handling, so I don't think it's gonna be too big of a deal. Or at least it seems they kind of have on tabs on things. But yeah, yeah, but the series is over, just like that. I don't know how I'm gonna properly place all these thoughts about it, or how am I gonna summarize my thoughts in written review. Like, guys, to anyone who's following me on other social media, on Discord or Twitter or whatnot, I don't know how I'm gonna do, like, if I want to do a review on this, I don't know how I'm gonna write it out, because there's just a lot going on in terms of thinking about it in the end, because it's so freaking good, but it'll be so hard for me to explain how good it is. And I'm usually a cynical person at heart. I am usually the most jaded, you know, son of a bitch on YouTube. Like as much as, like, here, I would even go to say that I'm even more critical than that of I'm even as if not more critical than Anime Snob and than those guys like Anime Snob and Young Defiant. But I don't go off on toxic rants about it. I don't. That's not my fortitude. I don't like. There's no point in that, because when you watch fiction, when you watch and critique shows, you talk about them. You're meant to create a good environment for the, you know, for them, like a good circle for them. Not to create hate, not to create this sort of anti thing going on. Whether or not you like a show, and it's just like this show says something when it's like literally in my top 5. It's number 4. Don't use manga as references. Yeah, I'm not. I know there's a separate show. I mean, yeah, unfortunately, unfortunately that guy has, but it was only recently. Like, I only knew about his existence in, you know, just earlier this year, or maybe even just last year at the earliest, and I'm just like, that guy exists. And that's also the same thing with the Young Defiant dude. I'm just like, he exists, right? All this time, there's idiots like them, and I was not aware about it until now, or recently. Fuck them. I think they shouldn't adapt the time skip. We need Rudy's volume 7 arc and the Arthur policies arc. Okay, guys. We don't want to speculate too much on whether or not they're gonna do this, because because I know people do want to see that transition, but there are also some people that just want to get on with things and not feel like it dragged too on. So I hope Toho and Bind make the right decisions here, because I would actually love for a movie on that, and that's possible. I mean, there was rumors about a movie, and even if there's a rumor, I hope it comes to fruition. Like, oh yeah, it's a movie. Yeah, it's a movie. Kind of like, you know how the Goblin Slayer and Yojo Senki got a movie, something like that. Except it will be much better, by far. But we don't know for sure, guys. Don't try to assume like, oh, they're not gonna adopt it. Like, There has been no confirmation. There's no, like, we know there's gonna be a season 2, but there's no official announcement for it on how that's gonna turn out. So guys, just hold your horses there. Like, just hold your horses until the OVA comes around, or like when they make another official announcement, which I hope they do soon. Does anyone know if there's any particular upcoming special events or something, like regarding like some sort of live show or whatnot, talking about them? Like they would have special interviews with the voice actors, or maybe the directors, or maybe the author or something. Do let me know, like, if there's anything in particular that might spoil some news or something. Do let me know whenever possible. Okay, so Robert says it's rumored they already prepared even for a 3rd season. So at least if season 2 tanked, they could push through to season 3. Volume 7 will be anticlimactic as a movie. No, I don't. I do not know what the exact context of the volume 7 will be, but I have to feel like at least maybe an OVA or a movie would work. I mean, it depends on what the context is there with what Rudy has to go to, because we can't just say, oh, it's not movie compatible. Like, it could. They said it could be a movie if Blu-rays sell well. The Blu-rays I've heard are doing all right, not fantastic, but considering what Mushoku Tensei's audience falls under, I'm actually not that surprised. I mean, it's better than nothing. I've seen some on YouTube, but only when Mushoku first came out, though. Season 2 is just, I'm not ready for a Billion Continent arc. What an amazing mark. Well, okay, just we haven't reached that point yet, but I know this show is gonna get even better and better. It's gonna be more and more interesting. Like as it goes along, it's gonna be something to say about it. There is no rumor of the VA of Rudius. Don't listen to that one. I heard people saying he's the VA of the new one's gonna be Zenitsu's VNA, voice actor, but no, that was for an audio CD that I've actually took a listen to, a clip of, a little while back, and I'm just like, yeah, that's just for drum CD. There's no way they're gonna have him. They're gonna have that voice in the anime. No way. And even Roxy's voice was different too. If anyone else has listened to it, there's no way they will change it up like that. That it would not fit. Yeah, I don't know if Volume 7 would technically be a filler, because if it's something transitional, like, I kind of hope they do something like what the Black Clover anime did, where they actually had anime original. Okay, in this case, this is not anime original. It's just like, it's still a transitional thing. But okay, so in the manga, Black Clover, there was a time skip. There was just a time skip there, and then just jumped right to where they are, with Asta and the crew getting stronger and all. But in the anime, they showed them training. They actually had an anime original episodes where they showed their asses training. So there is no reason to not adapt that Volume 7. There's no way they're gonna change Roxy's voice. No, unless if something happens to the current voice actor, God forbid that happens, and like they're not changing it. No, by no means, no. There's no point in doing that. And I don't think Sylvie's voice actor changed at all from what I heard in that final credit scene. So if they adapt Volume 7, the next season will probably end in Turning Point 3. If they don't adapt, it will probably end after Turning Point 4. Yeah. Depends on how they release it though. They did up to volume 7 in season 1. They crammed a lot into just one up into just one up into just this many episodes. I think that's a I think 6 volumes through 6 volumes to 23 episodes is an okay pacing. Like I think Mushoku Tensei's choice of pacing in terms of the anime is perfect. It's all it's is I think it reached an equilibrium. It's not something perfect. We're not gonna have complete fleshing out like what we have with 86. You know that's a different, that's a whole different being right there. But yeah, just it was really. Oh, but yeah, going back to this episode, and they didn't cover as much of Eris as I thought they would. But what I got from just like, oh, okay, she's doing fine. I mean, we have already got. I mean, I think the dialogue that she had, where she looked up to Rudius, saying, "Oh, Rudius is strong, you can do anything," but he's still practicing, and I've always been feeling safe and confident because Rudius was always with me. But then when the notion of when it hit her the notion that Rudius was gonna die when they ran into Orsted, it was just shocked her, and so Orsted's encounter changed her, and she feels like she just can't, and like when with that she comes back, like her whole family is killed. She's going to be married off as she was going to have be married off as part of a political agreement. And like she was pressured, and that's why she advanced about Rudius, took advantage of him, and because she like she wants to have her first time with him before anyone else, because she doesn't want to take it away, and she just left because she feels like she's not worthy to stand up to Rudius. She wants to be the one to be strong enough to protect him, which I'm pretty sure will happen when they meet up again. God knows when. She's going on a shonen journey to become much stronger, while Rudius is still trying to figure out life. Kind of funny, huh? A lot of content in the volumes can be shown way faster in a visual medium without much loss, which is why I mentioned that. True. I think 20.4 would be perfect movie material. Shouldn't stretch out season 2 and let that point be a movie. We got a good amount of Eris in this episode, in my opinion. Eris wants Rudius to be with her as a family, but after the kitten stuff, she realizes Rudius is still way younger than her. She's been relying on Rudius for the past 3 years. That's something I also pointed out. That also I forgot to point out. Like, she also mentioned, like, it was really sad to see that even though he's been basically protecting her, like, he's looked up to her, and just like his hands are smaller than me, and so I cannot and he was the one caretaking for me, and I'm just like, I can't just stick around here, and so that's why she left. That's also why she left. In my opinion, the best case for pacing would be a second season of 13 episodes, ending on Turning Point 3. We'll see how it happens. I feel like season 2 would be I still feel like season 2 will be a 2-core, and like where they might try to get Eris and Rudius to meet back up again, which is, I don't know how possible or not it will be. I don't know when exactly they will. Like, I know they will, but I don't know when exactly. Rudius got killed. She couldn't do anything. Eris thinks she's nothing but a burden to her, and that's why she left for to be stronger. Yeah, kind of exactly what I mentioned. But yeah, guys, don't spoil about Eris' return. Like, I know she will return, man. I'm just not sure when and where. And Bruce decides to wake up when he realizes someone who loved him. touched my heart, not gonna lie. Oh yeah, that part with Zenith. It's not just there, it's like Zenith loves him. And like, I was confused at the time because it was initially focused on Zenith. And I'm thinking, oh, is that from Zenith's perspective? Because you just had Kirishiga search for where she is. She found the location, but not exactly where she is, because she got blocked. You know, firewalled by something. And like, God knows what the hell happened to Zenith. So I thought it was like, oh, maybe we'll find out with that. But no, we just kind of zap back to Rudy. It was just kind of Rudius having his sort of dream where it's not from his necessarily from his visual point of view, and where like it was just, well, initially, and then he just wakes up, and then like it just is motivated to him, like, just stand up. And like you also hear Roxy say, like, knowing him, at least, like Roxy at this point like knows where he is. I mean, I don't think it really explicitly showed, but Kishiga like kind of probably showed her, and then she's just like, oh, he'll be fine. Like, I know he's going through tough times, but he'll be fine. He'll be able to pick himself back up. Oh yeah, when Zen said that, when she said I love you, and because as a family, and that was really moving, because that's what got Rudius to get back up and, you know, try to search for her and Sylvie. And I'm still think he's pretty fucked mentally, but at least he's getting back up and trying to do things. Although I am still worried about what kind of mentality he's still having right now. Like, what's going to be having? Is he still on edge, or is he still just like? Is he going to be able to open up? Because I feel like in this situation he may not be able to open up probably to anyone else, which is probably why Volume 7 will be really important. That transitional phase. Eris knew Rudy would have stopped her using facts and logic, so she ran off before she could wake up. That's the best way you can avoid an argument. Since it's not spoilers, places with a lot of the magic are harder for Kirishika to pinpoint. Oh yeah, okay, yeah. She did mention there's a lot of magic blocking it. So yeah, it was like a magic firewall of sorts. The foreshadowing in season 2 is focused on finding Zenith. Zenith's arc is too long to fit in the season. Should be in 3 or more seasons. I mean, it depends on what they can put, because I know that, because if it's as long as I think it is, they may cut down some parts. I just hope they don't cut too much and like ruin the congruity of the story. I almost forgot the feeling of emptiness after your favorite anime ended, because of the recent anime that just being overhyped, but damn, Mushoku Tensei brings back the feelings. Yeah, this is a really empty feeling. It's sad that like it's such a great story with interesting stuff, interesting moving parts around. Just seeing all the characters just do your thing. They don't feel like, oh, they're just there, you're there. They are there because they're living, breathing character. Like they're moving on their own accord. They don't move according to the main protagonist. Like, yeah, Rudy is the exceptional guy, but the world doesn't revolve around him. Or at least this world doesn't revolve around him. It's already indicated that a bunch of times. I don't think I need to state so much about the controversy with the whole thing with you know, just people just having this misrepresentation. I've already mentioned this earlier in the video, and I'm just gonna say this right now. There's just a, okay, if you've heard of a certain panda dude, I don't want to bring this up, but I feel like I have to do. I already got a glimpse of his some of his reviews through some of the screenshots shared on my server, and I am besides myself with how people can misinterpret it. Like, I just really don't feel like these people that try to be overcritical about these anime that are clearly trying to be good, clearly trying to tell more than just what visuals alone say. And you're just like, and you just see them, and then they just go hypocritical with another show, and you're just like, what are you talking about? Like, I don't even need to mention the name of, I don't even need to mention the full name of the person I'm referring to, guys. By the way, it's also other related people on that. Like, go to Mal. Like, that shit's a fucking shitstorm right now. Oh my god. But yeah, sorry I'm ranting about some like, but yeah, it was just so dumb. It was just so dumb the way that guy was saying it. And the sad thing part was like, the fact that I used to have mad respect for that guy because I thought his reviews were funny and all, but apparently something happened to him when Mushoku Tensei anime dropped, and I'm just like, I don't know how to feel about this guy no more. Like, he even made fun of me on Twitter too, which is pretty fucked up. Like, for the pettiest of reasons, and it's just it's not right. Like, I don't ever, like, if you're like you. I'm pretty sure you guys should know who that guy is, and if you're following him, please unfollow him. Do not get caught up in that toxicity. Do not get suckered into what explanations he says. Like, be respectful and just like back out of it, but don't get suckered into such stuff like that. And the fact that I'm more critical of him, but at least I know reason, and at least I'm like, yeah, I'm biased with that, but I'm just like, oh, it's just isn't my thing. He goes out and tries it for his own satisfaction, and I'm just like, this wife can't have nice things. Check his comment section. Someone rebuked his review pretty well, and I know, yeah, but I know he's not gonna accept it. Of course he's not. I mean, someone share a screenshot of that. I'm pretty sure he could just delete it, but I don't know. I'm just, that guy even ended up in the article on the anime site here in Brazil. Like, man, it's already bad enough when I got the feedback from him about how he felt about the Violet Evergarden movie, and how he just did not fucking pay attention to the part with Gilbert and all, and he just said, oh, Gilbert was abusive and all. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, what in the goddamn fuck are you talking about? What do you mean he was abusive? What do you mean he was mean to her? He gave Violet a chance at something, even if it was rough around the edges at the time, because like, she was someone that was literally killing his older brother's, group, and like, that was the only way he could fit her in. And so like, she had it already. My girlfriend had it already. Was just like, she just had, and like, just naturally puts her into the military, and like, Gilbert didn't want. I'm pretty sure, and Gilbert clearly indicated like he didn't want Violet to stick around like that. Like, even when like Violet was doing her thing, he was uncertain about it, because he wants Violet to have a normal life, but circumstances didn't allow that. I don't know him, and I don't want to know from what I'm hearing. Like, Tiger M, I am sorry. I'm really sorry that I brought this up. I really am. And if he somehow sees this video and says something and has something to say to me otherwise, I don't fucking care. Like, he is been losing it. I've just kind of lost it with him at this point. Like, it's such a disconnect. No, Nick. I'm pretty sure he didn't think Bunny Girl Senpai was good. I actually don't think so. But there were some others. But that doesn't really mean much. Requires a lot of brain power to comprehension of the serious issues present on the episode of T, but him, bruh, pea-sized. And like, don't get me wrong, I am a little, like, easily jaded and easily critical, but at least I don't. At the very least, I try not to be a fucking jackass. You know, like, oh, I fucking hate this, I fucking hate that, or like that. But I don't just go rambles about it. Like, when I knew I wasn't gonna enjoy Summer Rankings, I stopped. I just stopped. I just like, no, you know what? I'm gonna stop right there. I'm gonna stop being. I'm gonna stop trying to hurt myself. I'll try to look at my own thing and try to judge it and just like, oh, I'll give respect to it and all. Because Osama ranking just wasn't my thing, but it's still something that I can find enjoyment. And if I can find enjoyment, that's fine. I don't think the guy that I'm talking about found enjoyment in Mushoku Tensei at all, though. I really do not think he did. But yeah, it's rough because people are just gonna look at this show the wrong way. You know, just to put it shortly, and they just only take things at face value. They don't have a consistent basis that like they will only see the bad. They only emphasize on the bad, and it just they become the vocal minority, and so they look like they're right, but they're not. And then the bickering stops, and they're just like they just try to get what they want. They want their attention, right? That is what it is, and kudos to them. Kudos to them for the hustle. But please don't ruin it for everyone else. Please don't. Like, if you say you don't like Mushoku Tensei because it's not your thing, because you're not comfortable, just say you're not comfortable with it. It's something I don't think you're like are without trying to make yourself sound objective about something. Then that's fine. That is fine. That is perfectly fine. Just don't try to sound like the gospel when you're criticizing it like that. Okay. Oh, okay. Thank you. I saw the link. I actually saw the link. All right. Thanks. I will read it later. Okay. So. Okay. So the three says, and like he does agree to the extent. So that's fine because it's a touchy subject. People constantly preach about MTB destroy or redemption. While it is true to the extent that redemption is not regarding pedophilia. Pedophilia and MT is entirely swept under the rug and not once addressed destroy. After first seeing, I spent a good few hours Virgin show on that fact, but I still kept getting invested, which did result in a better understanding of the story. In an interview, the author revealed some of his aims behind plot points of NT. For example, Rudy viewing sex just for pleasure. The author set that up intentionally because he couldn't have gained any actual experience in that regard while being in the circumstances. He views females as nothing but sex objects to start. Fast forward to the season 2, it was something he just shouldn't do just any time. He still unfortunately fucked it up in the end and ruined it, but writing-wise, it's definitely clear, tangible character development. In general, I don't believe Eris was at fault at all. I'd be rude and say that children can't be blamed for letting out their stress that way. It was Rudy's job to stop her, understand what's beneath the surface, and disarm the situation. She was clearly emotional, and she attempted to comfort herself. Rudy even acknowledged it would be taken advantage of her. She still went along with it. There's progress, but he's still far from someone becoming someone commendable. Now the guy is being as lenient as possible, which is good, which is okay. I'm okay with that. Next up is the Demon Lord Giving Eye. What you said is addressed by Rudy himself. He acted smug after defeating Eris with the Demon Eye, and soon felt regret after seeing her reaction. He acknowledged that he put no effort, and he didn't deserve to win against her because of the way he got it. It does not nullify he pulled the polymorph scene out of nowhere, but it is self-awareness by the show itself, which should be commended. Finally, the man god helping Rudy. It is a clear and maybe not so obvious error in analysis for you. Man god is intentionally shrouded by mystery. So criticizing it as anything like that is but a fallacy. So you misinterpret an unsolved mystery as an error, even though it's a clear setup for the future. And like, he doesn't want to say he spoiled himself. If you're up to what Man God is spoiled by himself, click below, but I wouldn't recommend. It was a mixed response, but he pretty much nailed it in terms of calling out Panda's review. I was bamboozled when they finally made that Earth perfume. They actually did. They hit me up with that one. I want to see what kind of concoction that was. People say, is the episode dropping this Sunday? It already just dropped. Nick says MT doesn't have enough fan service. I'm like, go watch bad fan service shows like Hero, Hero and Wandering Priority. Wandering Priority is technically a fan service show when I really think about it, but we'll not talk about that. And I don't want to make people mad. The story depicts teens and middle ages pretty well. Parents teaching stuff to young kids and stuff. That was prevalent even 100 years ago. Sometimes even talking bad about the show is just a trend to earn views. Maybe that's the case. You are correct. Yeah. But yeah, that's just the way it is. But yeah, it's sad that people misunderstand. But I hope, my hope with this show, with this in the future, is that as the series goes along, people will at least make a more people will make an effort to understand the meaning of trying to redeem yourself, trying to be human, making it a relatable journey and whatnot, relatable struggles and whatnot. Because it's not just Rudy. Okay, guys, it's not just Rudy that's developing. It's everyone else. Roxy's still trying to find a way. Eric's still trying to find a way. Sophie is trying to find a way. And it was like they all struggling. They're all gonna make their mistakes. They're all gonna do something what we might not like. But that's development. If that isn't human, I don't know what is. That's just how it is. Like when Roxy just getting loped into that drinking contest, I'm like, that's pretty much rock. That's pretty much how it's kind of roped in. Like that's kind of human. Like you just get drawn into the festivities, and you don't just try to stick out and try to stay uptight and whatnot. Try to stay pure. No. Roxy is a normal one that wants is a normal young woman who wants love, just like anyone else would. For the standards of her age and her race. Anime Channel is busy watching One Piece. I checked their channel. Let's see. Oh damn! So I'm sorry. I'm trying to look through things here. Fan service really overused. I'm broke, but it'd be awesome if you somehow made Anime Channel watch Mushoku. He's super analogous and make impeccable reactions, reviews of it. I wish I could, but I don't have that much of an influence. The harem one that I meant. Oh yeah, World and harem. Okay. Oh okay. Never mind. Eric's quite the pervert too. Yeah, that's what I heard. Unnecessary fan service is just no, but I'm not saying I hate it overall. It's just a matter of timing in relation to the story. Exactly. It's everybody's development, not just solo on Rudy's story. She watches way more on her Patreon. I will try to check her channel, I guess. Let me see here. Yeah, I see. Yeah, I kind of see her. Although I don't know. She really looks like that channel's where my voice is just not gonna really be heard, sadly. But yeah, I'll see what's up with that one. But I can't guarantee I'll be able to say anything that will influence her. But yeah, the first thing why I love MT is because the character realm. It's always about that. You can't brush it off either. But they're clearly developing. They're clearly flawed characters, and that's why the development is more substantial. If to anyone who's watched Welcome to the NHK, Satoru is kind of relatable because Satoru starts out very unlikable, and then as it goes on, like you see clear, like he's still not that likable in the end, but he's still at least developed. But yeah, just there's so much good stuff from this show, and it's sad that people like that guy I was talking about would just totally shut up without even bothering to think. Anyways, I think that's about it. I mean, what we essentially got here is a perspective with Rudy, and I like how they bounce back and forth between his previous self and his old self, and how a little bit more of a glimpse of how he ended up this way, which I really liked. It didn't show everything, but it showed enough to get like, oh yeah, he used to be just a good guy, a good two shoes guy, and then this happened, and then it just fucked him up. And also showing Air's perspective, showing how everyone else is doing. Especially, I actually really like the one with Paul, because man, they really did a number on him in terms of developing him, and like just showing like everyone's moving, trying to get back together, trying to pick up the pieces from that disaster. Still knowing there's a lot of struggles, to deal with, down the stretch. No, do believe me when I say that my list was that you're like, please don't underestimate how much time I get. Please do not underestimate it, especially when I've actually deprived myself of sleep because of that. And there's explanations too. Like there are sometimes some series will have certain episodes that are just whole ass episodes are missing, like the Doraemon one. But no, that's another talk for that's some talk for another time. Like believe me though, if you notice closely, Kirishika almost got enslaved in this episode for paying the pup. Oh yeah, that's why she got tied up. She literally just like caused a ruckus and just like nearly just made that pup bankrupt because of that. True for welcome energy. I hope watching anime affects sleep depriving. Like at least I don't look like the Mappa director with literally just got a whole ass grocery bags, literal grocery bags under his eyes. I'm not kidding, y'all. To anyone who was not aware of that, like full ass grocery bags that you got from the 99 Wrench Market, and that's how sleep deprived he is. At least I didn't reach that point yet. I mean, okay, so that's okay. So I'd rather not go on this like to someone like to the guy here. It based on how I think with the reading stuff that is fine, like where like because it depends on how fast or slow you read. With this one, there were some shows that I admittedly where I would just be looking at that shit from multiple devices. Like that's actually doable. Because like if you can play a game while watching a show, while watching an anime, and you can actually do that. That's something I kind of do when one of my devices is fucking lagging like hell. And I'm just like, you know what, fuck it, I'm just gonna watch this while this loads up. And it's silly. I do not recommend this, by the way, guys. I don't be that's just me being an addict. That's just me being an addict. I know that's not it's ill-advised, but that's just how it rolls here. I hope that's a good enough explanation. Otherwise, I don't have a more clarified explanation otherwise. So please do not bring that up. It's something that I feel like if I can't explain it this well with what I got here, then it's too complicated, and I don't want to deride the topic here with Mushoku Tensei. Can I really call that watching properly? I mean, it depends on the show. It also depends on what the context is. You know, like if you've read the source material for it, but prior to it's ill-advised. I still like try to pay attention. I still do pay attention to both. But again, I do not suggest this, guys. Like I don't even try to do this too often either. It's just that like got so much time. I'm just like, why not? But I mean, it's usually for the smaller shows too, like shows I don't think I don't find like they're not as popular, or like they are just kind of something where you just read it, you just kind of just read it and weep, and then like you probably won't remember it anyways, regardless of how you watch it. That sort of thing. Again, I don't recommend this, guys. I don't. I just don't. And I try to do less of it, and I've tried to do less of it as of recently. But yeah, it's not. I don't advise it, doing why I do it. But when a show, when a show is clearly trying to do something, of course I do try to pay attention as much as possible. There are just some shows where you're just like, it just keeps doing something. It just keeps doing too many uninteresting things, and it's hard to stay locked in. Like, come on, there are just a bunch of shows out there that do that, and that's just a given with anything. Oh, Mirror Modem, like, let's not talk about that, guys. Like, I don't want to open more can of worms here, and it's kind of past the point of no return, so I'm gonna just end it off here and just hope you guys on a good note, because otherwise this is just go on for hours and I'm just never gonna get anything done. But yeah, like, this was a really good way to end to leave off the story for now, in my opinion. Not so sure how Volume 7 is gonna go about, whether or not they're gonna adapt it. We have not got that announcement. We're gonna wait for it. Maybe when they do, I will put up another stream talking about it. And like, if I ventured into the light novel a little bit more, then I'll talk about that as well. It'll just be mindful about spoilers, by the way. But yeah. Neither mind. Okay, I don't really remember much about it, but I will take a look. But you know what, man, I will take another look at it. Like, I wasn't sure how to feel about the thoughts. I should have just not rated it at all. I mean, because I wasn't sure about it. Like, but I don't want to carry on about this too long. Otherwise I would just like, the stream would just crap out on me, and it would just not be cool there. But yeah, smash the like button, guys. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Follow me on other social media platforms that I use. You can also join the Discord server. You can also support me on you can also that's it. Or you just follow me on Twitter. Like, I tend to post a lot more nowadays, especially with I don't know if I'm gonna post a lot more now that this season's just gonna wind down. But yeah, that's it from Mushoku Tensei. Until next time, until next season. But then again, this is Reincarnation signing off. See you next time. Take care.